everyone. It is the donor conceived queen. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm using my earbuds today for this vlog live journey with me. And my phone, my camera might be shaking throughout this live, but I am such a busy mom with 4 kids, and keeping up with making videos is difficult right now in my life. It's just a quick season where all my little kids, and I have a handful at home, all of my little kids are still so little. And I'll look back at this time in my life and say, good job for handling it well. But, there's always ways to improve our time management. So I figured, why not work out and release my the inner workout, and it's kind of therapeutic just to be able to work on myself, mind, body, and soul right here. And that's what I want to do, and just take you along my healing journey. It's important to share my experience. Finding out I'm donor conceived at the age of 32 was such a big deal for me in my adulthood. And I wish that I had been given this information when I was much younger. The earlier, the better. And that's why I'm advocating and I'm talking about these issues, because I feel strongly about them. And my voice matters. But not only that, of course, I am a survivor. And here I am, a beacon of hope and light. And I want to show others that it's important. It's important to do what's right, to tell the truth. Parents, recipient parents, do what's right. Stop lying. She's not told your donor conceived child the truth yet. It's time you start doing it. My health is so important to me. It's always been important to me, and my health is my wealth. And I love that quote. I think I need a shirt with it. I think I need to, maybe I'll design something and have like future merch. My health is my wealth. I am going to do. That would be nice. But, a good conversation starter, of course. But I want to advocate that donor conceived people have more rights to know their origins. The sooner the better, honestly. But if that's not possible because the parents are too stubborn and want to continue lying to their child, like, oh, their family medical history from both DNA, both sets of parents, doesn't really matter. As long as we get to raise them, they should be grateful. I'm sure that's what a lot of them, how they view it. Oh, well, we'll love them for as long as they're here, but they don't need to know the truth. They don't. What? So then us donor conceived people have to suffer the consequences because our parents are too ignorant to see that it's important not only for my health, but for their grandchildren? That is so cruel and unfair. So that's why I would love it if the U.S. got on board like New Zealand and informed donor conceived people by 16 years old or 18. Need a little water break. But have I've experienced needless hospital visits with my daughter, my child, and this information would have helped solve the mystery quicker for my daughter to get diagnosed and treated faster, instead of being treated as I don't actually want to go into details publicly, but the test would have been readily made available if I had known that I don't even know my family medical history. Because my raging dad came to the hospital to visit my firstborn more than once. It was a very nice act of kindness. It's what Christians do. They visit their family when they're sick in the hospital. Christian families. Because I was raised in a Christian family. And they come to the hospital, and even though that there was hurt and pain between the relationship between my raising dad and I, because he had abused me, silenced me by paying a pediatrician to hide sexual abuse. He beat me up because I refused to do it, and I kept saying, that's not Christian, I don't want to do it. But, I ended up moving out against my parents' wishes. Actually, leading up to me moving out, it took me a few days. So my man had an apartment, and I would take my stuff slowly out of my room. I was 23 years old. I was pregnant with my first, out of wedlock. Oh my God, out of wedlock. I know. Okay, sorry. I'll get back on topic. Okay, I was trying to make a joke, but and if you haven't watched my other YouTube video about why it was such a shock for my mother to get pregnant, then you'll have to go watch that video. Okay, probably get these videos back. But anyways, where were we? So I took my things out of my bedroom slowly and dropped it off at the apartment. Took it out of my parents' house and dropped it off at the apartment slowly. And then, by the end of the week, my room had been cleared out and I left. I just and then I had my firstborn. Oh, I should also add this. My parents threw my husband and I our wedding because they didn't want anyone to know that I was pregnant out of wedlock. They really wanted to make sure their family image wasn't tarnished by my shockingly awful news that I was pregnant. My mom was not happy at all. Not happy. To the point where she even asked me, and I went over this in another video, she asked me to terminate my first baby, my first woman that I was going to have with the love of my life. And so the wedding was planned by my parents. It was so stressful for me because my mom demanded my whole family, my parents, demanded that I not tell anyone. My brother was in on it. He was like, yeah, you wouldn't tell anyone. I don't even care if you did, honestly. No. To me, I was like, it felt shameful at the time because I couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't even tell my friends. I know what happens when you say to one person in that church one secret, it goes like wildfire. Everybody knows by the end of the week. Or by the end of the month, everyone will know something is going on with your family. So this is a small community church that I attended that my dad still ministers for. So, he'll gaslight his daughter and deny me the opportunity to have a meeting with the church board regarding my dad's bad behavior while ministering at the church. It's very important that the church board knows, but church board, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. This is not how Christians are supposed to handle these situations. I've read the Bible too. But anyways, I digress about my health is my wealth and why it's important not to be a liar. Because my health is my wealth. And my children's health is my wealth too. Because and it's the same for them, if they're not healthy, then of course everyone in the whole family suffers. The parents have to, lovingly sacrifice their time and efforts to get this child well. Money also, it's expensive to have a child in the hospital. It is so expensive. Thousands and thousands of dollars just to have my daughter well again. Ugh. And the pain it brings me to even talk about it is so triggering and hard. And it's depressing, finding out you don't conceive and then having to relive all of the moments that this information would have benefited you is traumatic in itself. It's not fair. And for every time that I think about those moments in my life, I can't help but feel disappointed in my parents for not telling me. Really, it's such a big disappointment in my life. But what can I do about it now? Is just heal, process, and heal. And hey, if it helps to heal publicly, then there you go. You can do that too. Or you can, I don't know, talk to your friend or a therapist if that helps too. But I am really proud of myself for making the big girl decision to finally stop hiding the truth. I had to do it. It was the only way out of being shackled to my family and their image. All they care about is their image, honestly. Oh no, don't tell anyone that your donor conceived. It's too embarrassing for my dad, or whatever it was. I'm sorry, I can't be loyal to people who treat me so poorly. I did the Christian thing, and I did that for 35 years, whatever. I still call myself Christian. And 35 years, I'm still doing the right thing. I was speaking to one of my Amish friends, and she knows about all of the issues going on. We've been donor confused. I feel like every time I see her, I just spill my heart out to her, and she just listens, gives me advice, and says she'll pray for me. And she told me, she recommended a book, which I'll have to leave in the description, but it was a book that talks about how leaving toxic family members is the same. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what it was. Leaving toxic people or family members is okay, because also in the Bible you have the example of how God separated himself from Adam and Eve. Anyways, I'd have to put it in the description. And there's also YouTube videos by this author, and I am pulling a blank because I'm working out. I wasn't thinking of sharing that, but I'll try to put that in the comments if I remember. And this is my mom life. Like, the only way to get a video out there and post it sometimes, it's like, well, done a couple podcasts, so that's cool. But I wanted to make more videos for this channel, since I have multiple channels. You can catch me on Instagram, too, and I share my story there, and I share some things on there that are very personal, but need to be said. I felt so alone even before coming out as a donor conceived individual because I am also a survivor, and it took me 33 years to finally report the sexual abuse and all of the crimes. I didn't hold back, I needed to tell the story. It's important that child predators that we report and stop enabling them to continue living in our society. What if they do it again? These people are not well. But enabling a family member, even though you know that they have harmed your child, enabling them to continue living free in freedom without prosecution for their crime is enabling. And my parents are hiding for my mom's sister, my nanny, my mom's sister, my aunt, Esther Torres. And that's why Peter paid Dr. Thomas Knopfler at Kaiser to expunge and alter my medical records, because they wanted to protect her and not me. And it hurts. That hurts too. There's so much hurt in that. And I'm saying it out loud because it's better to say it out loud than it is to continue crying about it to yourself or your therapist. Ooh, like, I understand. I understand that, like, it just, of course, talking to your therapist is a great idea. Yes, always do that first. That's what got me through these 35 years or whatever. I put myself in therapy like 19. I can't remember exactly, but somewhere in my early adult years, right? And I recognize that if I don't go to therapy, I'm just going to end up like my mother. I'm going to end up like my parents. I don't want that. I don't want that for me or anyone around me. I don't want people to not like me or my children to not like me because I enact my childhood experience out on them. No, thank you. No, I'm good. So I'm also proud of myself for that, for recognizing, recognizing that I'm a broken person too. Because aren't we all? My health is my wealth. And my medical history was tampered with by Dr. Nakbar and Peter Kozachek, by Lillian Kozachek, and some other family members that I won't say their names in this video, but possibly in another one. My health is so much my wealth that I'll take 20 minutes out of my day to work out, drink water, of course, eat some food, do what I need to do to feel better as a human. And it really does help. If you can exercise 20 minutes a day, it really does help with symptoms of depression. I'm not saying you're not going to be depressed, or maybe it'll completely cure it for you, but for me, it's helped change my attitude, change how I view food, and I'm not obsessive compulsive anymore about it. In high school, I was the only female wrestler on the team, and of course we learned how to calorie restrict. I mean, that was no big deal, but we learned how to calorie restrict, work out in order to make weight. Um, so I could be obsessive compulsive about what I put into my body, but at this point in my life, I've healed myself that I don't want to go down that road anymore. So I'd rather just eat what I like. Of course, I always say to myself, what's the healthiest option I could eat right now? And I make that a habit. And drink lots of water. No sodas. I used to love drinking sodas. I used to love drinking soda, and I did a project in high school where I did like a 12-page essay and presentation about Pepsi. And I went to the Pepsi factory in Hayward, California. That was so much fun. I did it with a classmate. And we were not allowed to take photos inside the factory, but we got to see the warehouse, and we saw even the special room where they kept in these big barrels, toxic waste looking barrels in this isolated white room. And they told us that's where they keep the special syrup. But that syrup that they have in those big barrels are so toxic because it's so concentrated that they have to wear special suits and masks from head to toe to be able to walk inside there safely. When I was in high school, and I was still not convinced that I would give up drinking yummy sweet sodas until later in my adult years. But if that doesn't scare you enough to stop drinking sodas, I also think about my teeth and gum health and how we don't want cavities and decaying teeth. So my health is my wealth, even dental health too. I take it very seriously. So I think it's important that there be more laws and legislation around the fact that donor-conceived people need to have both sides of their family's DNA, and there should have been some agency, government bureau that contacted me at 16 years old or 18 years old to tell me that you're donor-conceived, don't go marrying your sibling. That would have been helpful. Because I'm going to have children one day, or could have children one day, and then they need this too. They need to be informed of this too. It's a big life-changing piece of information. But I know to everyone else who's wanting to have babies thinks, not that big deal. Not that big deal if they don't know they're donor-conceived. So what? They should be so grateful that they're even alive. That is the stigma I want to call out and say that's not right, because I am a product I was paid for through the infertility clinic industry, I should say. So those are my thoughts of the day. It's been 24 minutes on my elliptical, and I'm really proud of myself. Drink your water today. Just know that you're not alone, and this world is a better place because you're in it. Have a fabulous day.